Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So a little bit of big news. The Washington Commanders are expected to sign quarterback Jacoby Brissett to the roster. So we'll talk about that and a couple other minor signings that they made in today's video. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. It takes 1 second. It's free. Go ahead and do it. And also turn on those notifications so you never miss a video like this one. So not a major signing, but a pretty significant one. The Commanders had a huge hole in terms of the backup quarterback, and they're able to secure probably the top backup quarterback option in this year's free agency. You could argue Taylor Heineke and Andy Dalton, a couple others, but Jacoby Brissett was definitely in that top 3, top 5. You can also add in Gardner Minshew as well. It is a 1-year deal. Don't know the specifics yet for how much money it is, but Browns fans absolutely loved him this past season. He did a really good job. Is really good for the locker room, and a lot of his teammates always love him, so that is good. And JP Finley says Jacoby Brissett will give Sam Howell a veteran in QB meeting room and real push as a competitor. Commanders fired up to land the new QB. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the move. I think this is solid, and he's pretty good. This past season played in 16 games, but I think a couple of those were just him doing sneaks. So I don't know how many games he started, but it was probably 11, I guess, because Deshaun Watson came in at the end. So around 10, 11 games. Had 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Pass rating about 89, and got sacked 24 times, 64% completion percentage. He had the best year of his career. Besides maybe 2019. He had a very solid season. Some people even say he was an above average starter. I don't know about that, but when he played, he was pretty good, and definitely will push Sam Howell. I think Sam Howell should still be the starter, because starting Jacoby Brissett brings you nowhere. I think Jacoby Brissett arguably is probably a better quarterback than Sam Howell is right now, but that is that's understandable. He's been in the league since 2016. Sam Howell's been in the league. This is going to be his second season, so you don't understand. You get why Brissett would be ahead of him, but I think Howell's more talented, and if it's even remotely close in terms of the level of how they're playing in camp, you give the nod to Howell, and even if it's like a little bit of a difference between them, I'm still giving it to Howell just because there's no reason to start Brissett. There's no reason to start Brissett. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone just trying to see if the contract details come out. But Brissett will be a good backup. Will be QB sneaks. He's very, very good at that. So if the Commanders need to do that, he can do that. And again, good for the locker room. And if Hal gets hurt, hopefully it doesn't happen, knock on wood, he can come in there and play at a solid level. He might not be, as flashy as Heineke, but I think he's a better thrower of the football, and, not super mobile, but let's actually look at it. So with the Browns, he had 243 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 28 first downs. Had a lot of those QB sneaks, and that's kind of what he has been doing the last few years, like with the Colts and the Dolphins as well. Didn't play a ton, but, got those QB sneaks in as well. So he'll be the backup. Don't expect him to be the starter, but he's a good quality backup that will push Sam Howell and will help him, like JP Finley said in the meetings, in terms of what he has to expect and stuff like that. And now you can maybe draft a quarterback in like the 6th or 7th round, or sign an undrafted free agent, and you're fine. Or just keep Jake Fromm. It is what it is. He's terrible, but if you're down to your 3rd QB, it's just not good. It's regardless of who it is. And they also agreed to terms with Efe Obada, like this move. Efe Obada was pretty solid for the Commanders this past season. And I don't know, he got like 5-ish sacks. He did a pretty good job, except for blocking the extra point and forgetting he could take it back. But I like this move. The edge rushers are just okay depth. Casey Toohill, Efe Obada, James Smith-Williams. Those guys are solid. Maybe they could add a guy or draft a guy, but the room is solid enough, especially if Chase Young and Montez Sweat can stay healthy. And they brought in Tyler Larson. I like Tyler Larson, but I don't really love this move just because they have Nick Gates, who's had 7 surgeries on that one leg, who broke a tibia and fibia in the same leg. Then you got Chase Roulier, who has back-to-back seasons with season-ending injuries with his lower legs, and then this Tyler Larson, same exact thing. So maybe this means Chase Roulier doesn't come back, because I don't think it makes sense to have your 3 centers be all guys that, getting up there in age, and also guys that have had a lot of injuries or major injuries in the last couple years. So don't know if I love the move. Again, he's a good backup and he's a good guy, good player, but I don't really know if I like this move that much. That's just my take on the situation right there. And let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the video. Like the Brissett move, probably my favorite signing, just because, again, one of the higher quality backups out there. They needed one. A backup QB is very important, as we've seen in Washington. Hopefully he doesn't play, but seeing the history here, he probably will have to play. And I mean, he's definitely going to play at some point, just in terms of like QB sneaks. They'll probably use him at that, but could see him start a few games. We'll see. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.